He said give him a couple of days just to make sure. I think he said he had something to do that morning. He's like, he just wanted to make sure it'd be over or something like that. So he said he's gonna let us know.
All right, cool. I guess we'll wait around, and the people watching this right now, they're wondering like, what are they waiting around for? To be continued. You may find out later on. You may find out.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully next episode we can drop the news on him. But it's a goal in progress.
Goal in progress. Things are moving. Things are happening. You know, like when you feel like your stomach's been growling a little bit, you're like, oh man, it seems like nothing's really moving. Things are moving. Things are moving. So you know, it's a good feeling.
Property Ebonics.
Welcome to Property Ebonics. We're in the building, you know what I'm saying?
In the building, in the house, in the apartment. We're all over the place, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, you know what I'm saying? Just chilling, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm in a good space right
now. Yeah. Are you in a good headspace?
Yeah, man. This is how I know I'm in a good headspace. I've been writing jokes. Like when I'm writing jokes, I mean, I'm good. But like when I'm like, man, I ain't writing nothing. I ain't got no inspiration. I'm not doing well, but I'm doing good right now. I'm some good premises popping off right now. I've been tweeting a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Property Ebonics Twitter, you know what I'm saying? So
another goal completed. It's we're really just killing it with these damn goals.
Yeah, so everybody listening, check us out on Twitter, proper_Ebonics. Just type in Property Ebonics, we'll pop up. You know what I'm saying?
You'll notice our new logo. You'll notice the logos out there, which is gonna pop when you see it. So I think that's gonna grab your attention. So yeah, definitely check us out on Twitter. I may need to follow up like the listeners. I need to follow us on Twitter. I need to make a Twitter, then follow us on Twitter. And you know what? Follow Kirk afterward.
This is one-stop shop. So if you come to Property Ebonics, it'll say Kirk's Twitter name in the bio, so you can just do both at once.
Yeah, right now I think it's like because it's like by comics, your Twitter, and then it just says Kirk Griffiths. Yeah. So I'm like, cool. I kind of like that actually. I'll call something. My username is going to be the real Michelle Obama.
Oh, yeah. I think that's taken by like one of Trump's kids or something.
Oh man. Oh man.
What's up with you, though, man? What's up with you, though, man? You good?
I'm chilling. Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. You know, I'm out here doing stuff that I like to do. Got my little red light on, burning electricity. I should probably turn it off. I'm going to a reptile expo this Saturday in Oaks. I'm pretty excited about that. You know, there may be a little addition next time you see Kirk on Property Ebonics. I'm referring to a corn snack. And yeah, man, just staying busy with the damn shows. I felt a little what they refer to as FOMO yesterday, the fear of missing out. You messaged me that you were going to be at Phantom Power, and I was like, ooh, I won't be there. And, literally, like 2 people messaged me, like, your boy's here. One with a photo. I was like, damn, my boy is there. I was at the Philly Punchline doing their open mic, the Nacho mic, for the first time. Never been out to that club before, so didn't make it out. But I'm glad to see that you had a nice time over at Phantom.
Yeah, man, it was good to be out there. One takeaway from that experience of going to the mic out there, people think I made it. Everybody, people want to take pictures with me. I'm like, I'm just Alan. I ain't made it.
Damn, that's a good feeling. Maybe they didn't recognize the new hairdo, bro. Maybe that's what captivated them. They're like, oh, he's different now. He's changed. He got twist money.
Yeah, no, twist money. This is like $100. But no, man, it was a lot of love though, because a lot of people out there ain't see me in months. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I got to,
since like before COVID, probably. Some of them. I know you stopped by like one time in December, so
I popped out like November. I know it was November because shout out to Jackie Ben Hain. She posted me in her story the other day, and when I looked at the messages, she also posted me in her story in November. So I was like, that was the last time I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Got a way to track time and such. Now I remember you gave me some honey dip advice last time I saw you, which was probably like in November, December at the mic. That's how I remember your appearance at the Fan and Power open mic.
Yeah. Kirk in the dips, man. You the man out here, man.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I got some dip reports that Alan was in the building. I messaged a buddy of mine, and I was like, hey, there may be, because she was saying she may go over to Phantom just like relax, and I was like, you know, there may be a little surprise stop in, and she was like, oh, she thought it was me. She's like, ooh, can't wait to kiss your face off, bro. It's gonna go down tonight. And I was like, oh shit, I may have to drive to Lancaster. She messaged me maybe 40 minutes later, like, oh, it's Alan! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So you may have caught some butterfly kisses on my behalf afterward.
No. I get no kisses. I was giving fist bumps. I don't know you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you're pretty sure you're a good person. You know me, man. I'm cool.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool that you got to go back out there to the home base and all that stuff. And you have the show out next week, right?
What show?
Don't you have Hunky Dory next week?
Hunky Dory is August 9th. It's the second Monday of every month. We're at Hunky Dory, you know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, 747 Franklin Avenue, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I saw the last edition. It looked like a sold out endeavor. Tell us more about this.
It was cool, man. I had posted on Facebook. I'm like, yo, man, tonight was great. Had a sold out show. But then my mom commented, she was like, how can it be sold out when it's free? I'm like, man, get out of here. Like, I'm like, get out of here. Every seat was filled. Leave me alone.
Man, shout out to Peaches.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
funny
hard to get people to come out. It's hard to get people to come to the show, you know what I'm saying?
Even for free shows, there's still like that's still a feat to get all the seats taken. That's still a thing. Like if people ever put an event on before, especially if like you have like a 40+ seater, that's a big thing. So you know whether they paid money or not, that's credit to you for that one.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. People take time out of their day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, did my brother show up?
No.
What the hell, man?
It's like he'll come out one day, you know what I'm saying? When he do, it's gonna be a great show. You know what I'm saying?
Brian, I sent you a message, Brian. I know you read the message because you clicked heart on it. Bruce Pat says it was already sold out.
I would have made an old lady get up for Brian.
Damn, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was good though. You know what I'm saying? It was. I can't complain, man. It's going good on that front of things.
Yeah, no, it's you know we're in the midst of this summer and all that stuff. People are going back out. People are transitioning from fist bumps to full blown high fives, and it looks like some people are kind of fretting a little bit that we're about to revert right back into it because damn Delta Airlines is going all over the place, bro.
Delta variant, man. I'm let me tell you like this, man. We both vaxxed, you know what I'm saying? If the Delta pop off, at least gas will go back down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm vaxxed out here, you know what I'm saying? So y'all be safe out there, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw this, but Kamala Harris, our vice president, she noted that while encouraging people to get vaccinated, noted that it's what the Bible would want. It's what the Bible would want in the theory of love thy neighbor, and she kind of made a very loose analogy to that. What are your thoughts on it's kind of this one? It seems like kind of a mixture of public health science and mixing it with religion. Do you see it as like a way to just kind of cater to a demographic, or do you think there's some credence in what she's saying? And that if you love thy neighbor, you love thy vaccine.
I think that she's just trying to reach out to the people that aren't vaxxed. I know there's a lot of Bible thumpers that think that because they believe in God, they're going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she's just trying to take that angle. Like, I got to speak to these people. I got to talk in their language. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you love your thy neighbor, you should get vaxxed. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just one demographic of people she's speaking to. Now, when you're talking about like people that don't care about the Bible, they don't care about that. You gotta come at them differently. You gotta say some shit like, I mean, you will have good karma if you get the vaccine, something like that. You know, those kind of things. I mean, so it's just kind of like she's just speaking to that audience, I think. And I mean, I guarantee you, there's some people that thought about it was like, she has a point. I guarantee you.
Probably. If they were trying to get me, it would have to be something along the lines of like, yeah, if you get the vax, you're going to be reincarnated into a lion. If there was like a good guarantee that I could be reincarnated into like some sort of powerful animal afterward, that would be a good incentive if I was of that mind.
It kind of seems like you give me like lion vibes already, so I could see you like becoming a lion. You got like the mane and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I can.
Yeah, I'm not into astrology. You know, you boys are Leo, so that's there's that for it. Truthfully, I think in my past life I was a grasshopper, and I think there's a good chance I may go back to being a grasshopper. And I don't think that in a bad way either. I think my personality is very grasshopperish. For the most part, very peaceful. I don't really prey on much. I think they eat grass. I eat grass on occasion. And if a grasshopper is like on top of the head of like a hippopotamus, lion, or some sort of apex predator, the apex predator is probably going to leave it be. You're like, all right, you know, you're cool. You're not really threatening anyone. So I get that vibe too.
Producer Pat made a good point, and you like to pogo. You know,
Like, so, true. Grasshoppers myself, very agile creatures. So if you're wondering how Kirk gets his jumps, shout to grasshoppers. What do you think you'd be, man? What do you think you've been in your past life, and what do you think you're going to be afterward?
In my past life,
yeah,
I probably could have been a shark. I like to eat fish.
Oh, damn.
Oh no, I love to eat fish. I like to swim. You know what I'm saying? I love the water. You know what I'm saying?
I could see you being like a squid.
Oh, come on, squid.
Squids, yeah, they're pretty like intelligent, like octopuses too, but squids are pretty intelligent. Plus, they're like lengthy.
Yeah, I guess because I got more than 2 legs. No,
that's not what I meant. It's not. Pat, you already know what to do. Cut that out. That's not what I was going for.
No, man, but look, I'm not gonna lie to you though. If stuff shuts down, I'm fine. I've been unemployment for so long. I've been unemployment longer than my last job. Okay, like keep it rolling. I'm fine. Go ahead. Y'all want to be out here wilding? I seen a thing that said 12 states. You probably could guess the 12 states, but 12 states have a vaccinated rate of 40 or below. 40% or below population of 12 states are vaxxed.
I'm assuming a lot of them are going to be in the South. I was about to say Alaska, but no, I feel like their numbers actually pretty high. I could see Alaska having like a high vaccination number. I think you know we've touched on this a bunch of times. I'm at the point where, or at least I was, I don't burden myself with if people are getting vaxxed or not. Like for me, it was a personal decision that I decided to make because I thought quality of life would be better. I believed in the science behind it that was presented to me, so I kind of just went for it. But I'm not holding anyone's feet to the fire to get it, or nor am I really judging them for it. But then again, I'm not a public health expert. I don't really necessarily know how much it's affecting other people's health beyond us having to maybe close down again due to people getting sick again.
That's it, though. The fact that, okay, look, I don't care if people vax or not. Like you said, we both are vaxxed. But the problem comes in where them being not vaxxed is keeping things still locked up and closed and keeping us still in the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be okay, but I still have to get back to normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've been getting used to the high fives again. I've been like creating secret handshakes, people, and if I have to like forget those for another few months, I'm gonna take a hit over that one. That would be kind of annoying. So you know, in that sense, I guess people should vax up. Well, I don't necessarily want to be locked in again. I think you kind of recognize my behavior from lockdown. I still kind of did things. There's ways around it. But you know, if it happens, it happens. I'm kind of just here living it out.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm saying might be out of here. I might get back on lockdown. I might have to go to outer space or something. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's what seems where a few people are making that transition. A
Right.
few people are making that transition from a lot of stuff's going on Earth of like let's see what's popping off in Mars and all that stuff. Jeff Bezos, your boy. I just wanted to call Jeff Bezos your boy.
My boy.
Your boy Jeff Bezos. He launched his own rocket to. I don't believe he went to Mars. He went to like kind of the surface of the space today with I think the oldest astronaut and the youngest astronaut and his brother. They went over there on an Amazon fueled rocket. So
The rocket was put together by Amazon employees.
It's just a bunch of like empty Dasani bottles with pee in them. That's what's fueling it. We didn't have time to go to the bathroom.
Just throw it out the window. The producer Pat said that he went 16 miles farther than the other billionaire.
Oh, Richard Branson. Yeah, because Richard Branson of Virgin Mobile, I believe, or Virgin Records, no, Virgin Mobile, one of them, Virgin something. Richard Branson, he was one of the first the billionaires. It seems like the billionaires are having a race to see who can make it to space the fastest. He did it, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and he was smiling his teeth off. He was very happy. And it was another example of people saying The Simpsons can predict the future, as there was an episode with him, Richard Branson, in space. So that was just another one where I was like, oh, geez.
They never miss. They never miss. Okay.
Yeah, that's what do we make of this? Of like, do we think it's this ominous thing where these billionaires are kind of seeing what life can be out in Mars and outside this world, and like the meek will inherit the earth sort of thing? Because that's the parallel that many people are making when we see these rich people go up to space.
I think, all right, look, as a kid, I look at it and I'm like, that's cool. Like, these people went up into space without like the official NASA and like the official government helping them. I look at it like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a kid, I'd be like, oh man, that's dope. But then you look at the other hand of it, where a lot of people are getting mad because you're talking about these billionaires, and there's so much stuff going on Earth that like they just don't really have much to say about. You know what I mean? Or much to help out about. You know what I'm saying? So I have seen pushback like, yo, you wasted money when you can pay people's rent, which you could help out or do something on Earth, but you like in turn you're just wasting money in some people's eyes. So like I see that and understand that, but I think that Jeff Bezos did something that was smart. When he came back, I don't know if you've seen this, that he said he's going to donate like $100 million to a charity of somebody's choice. Van, what's the guy from Van? Is the Van Lathan?
The Van lady?
No, from CNN. The Van nigga. The Van nigga with the glasses. Van
Jones? Van Jones?
Yeah, that's his name.
Bald dude, glasses?
Yeah, Van Jones. He gave Van Jones $100 million to donate to charity when he came back.
Damn, so, that's a lot of pressure on Van Jones right there.
I'm sure he's going to donate to some good charities, whatever. But when I seen that, I was like, okay, he might have heard people talking shit from Earth. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm going to do this.
It's like I kept my Amazon stereo on. I heard what you guys were saying while I was down there. I had cameras on you guys. Yeah. I think it'd be different if, like, say, something like a Bill Gates, if he were to go up to space, because he has a bunch of humanitarian endeavors where it seems like he's one of those billionaires that use this money to help the people. But I can never really expect, someone like Jeff Bezos to be like, oh yeah, he'll pay for people's rent. Oh yeah, like he's, instead of building a rocket ship, he's gonna pay for my corn snake. Like I would never expect that from Jeff Bezos, but I get the criticism behind it. There's a lot of people pushing for the idea of kind of getting rid of billionaires. Like it should be illegal to have $1 billion, and that it's like kind of like the height of capitalism, which I think a lot of people also feel that should be demolished as well. We see a guy like Jeff Bezos. He created Amazon, and then some say made his way up to be this multi-billionaire. Do you feel that that is inherently wrong to have that much money when there's this much poverty in the world, or that he's deserves his earnings?
I think that he deserves his earnings if he gets them the right way and has to follow the same rules as everybody else. For Amazon to not have to pay taxes is crazy.
That is kind of wild. That is a wild thing, right?
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Them paying taxes alone help out so much. So yes, I'm all for people working, getting their money, getting their coins. I like that. But when you're dodging the system and going in between the lines and cheating the system, like I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jay-Z about to be a billionaire, he pay taxes.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Oprah pay taxes. But like the fact that Amazon don't pay tax, I got a problem with that. I don't like that. I mean, I pay more taxes than Amazon. Crazy. We pay more taxes than Amazon.
Speak for yourself, boy. You're brave. I know I do pay my taxes. Put that on record. I do pay my taxes. No, well, that's the thing where like, what's the dude's name? Joel Osteen, the pastor. He's getting a lot of flack as well. He just bought like a Ferrari with like a crazy expensive one, and they always have those like aerial shots of his mansion with like 7 McMansions within the mansion sort of thing. And because it's for a church, his organization doesn't have to pay taxes. I don't know if he necessarily has to, but the organization that he gets money from does not need to. So I do think I would like to see some sort of change in that way. Of there's these avenues for huge revenues coming in, whether it be church or Amazon, and I don't know the laws behind it as to why they don't have to pay taxes, but I don't like it. I would like to see that change.
Churches don't gotta pay taxes because the government fuck with the Lord. You know what I mean? Like that's no church has to pay taxes, right? I think it's wild though because taxpayers are giving money to the church. So, but then like people like Joe I think he spent over 300,000 on that car. 300,000 and untaxed money. Like you don't need to get to God that fast, that stylish. Why are you driving that car?
No, bro. It's wild. Him and like I do kind of like the idea of like him and Gucci Man talking about Ferraris. I don't know, I had that vision in my head. But it's fraudulent in a lot of ways, man. If we go down to back to what our vice president was saying, if we go down to like the Bible of it, and in a lot of ways shouldn't be profiting off religion. If this was back in like the days of Jesus and all that stuff, we'd be flipping their tables over, not over like be selling the idea of Jesus. And I don't know if Joel Osteen has like Jesus shirts or anything like that. Maybe selling Jesus shirts, but I imagine there's like Jesus beads probably they're selling, and I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
I can see him selling Jesus merch for sure.
I can see it a little bit. You think he sells holy water?
I know he's probably turning that water into wine. He probably got a liquor store.
Damn, Jesus wine? I'm not necessarily a religious person. I don't know if I would drink Jesus wine. It would feel too sacrilegious.
I would drink some sand God. I drink some that was bad.
Some sand God. They better call it that if they are making Jesus wine.
It's just crazy though, man. I think that, and since we talked, I know he was gonna bring up Joel, but since you brought up Osteen, I think it's fucked up how I forget one of them hurricanes or something happened down there, and he wouldn't let people inside of his church.
It was during Katrina. It was during Katrina, right? Where it was like was it Katrina?
It was recently. I'm talking within like the last 2 years.
You're right.
Something happened, and he wouldn't let people seek refuge in his church, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's funny. We've been doing this long enough where I think we spoke about it on the podcast. So, Bruce Pat, if you could pull up the resource of our old proper Ebonics episode, you can fact check it. But yeah, I do recall that. I don't know the specifics of it either, if there was any particular reason, but it's not a good look, and it kind of roasts people the wrong way. And I think that line of thinking is where many of the critics of Jeff Bezos' move to space, their line of thinking is way. And I don't know if you noticed this, there's been a lot of criticism over space in general this week, bro. Space Jam Legacy came out, and the same people are pretty upset. Space is not having a good week. if you're like
Space is over 2 this week.
Space is taking mad L's. If you're like a 7'3" large monster who is pretty good at dunking, you're having a bad week. Or if you're Joel Osteen, that too. By chance, did you watch Space Jam Legacy?
Yes, I watched Space Jam with my kids. You know what I'm saying? It was.
That's the way to do it.
Let me tell you, man. I watched it after I seen like a lot of negative comments about it online, which I hate. I hate when I see things after I'm looking at all these hot takes. But I watched it, and so LeBron's a basketball player. I don't expect his acting to be good. It wasn't even okay. His acting was really bad.
His
acting is really bad. It was really bad.
You know what's funny? I know no, go ahead.
I was going to say it was so bad. My daughter pointed it out. She was like, "Dad, he can't act."
Yeah, he was
like, "Yeah, I know."
So this is what I know. So I'm only 50 minutes into it. His acting is notably pretty bad. It's very robotic. Just pretty much all the describers that you use for bad, you could apply to LeBron James's performance. However, I realized as well, we're seeing the live action version of him, I'm like, oh, he's talking very cartoonish. And once he was a cartoon, his acting wasn't as bad. It was like, oh, it's almost like he was practicing to be the cartoon, and then he just happened to do these live action ones. Because like, if you notice how he talks, it's very much cartoonish, like a Bugs Bunny or like a Elmer Fudd, not exactly like them. But so once that transition happened, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, Michael Jordan, he may be the better actor as well. I think that's what many people are suggesting.
But I'm not even sure. I'm gonna have to go back and watch his first Space Jam because I watched it as a kid. I'm gonna go back and watch to see how good Mike's acting was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It was stellar.
Better. It was better. I watched Space Jam recently, like the original one. It was better. it was like, I think maybe because it was more of a relaxed film in a lot of ways too, and I can't even speak to why it was better. It was just better. It felt more authentic, and maybe because they were doing his life, like his struggles through baseball, and then like his home life. It felt more real, and the way how he interacted with the creatures. Whereas like LeBron, I think one of the first scene when he sees Bugs, he's like excited, which I kind of liked. But someone pointed out this idea of this movie that it's less of a homage of paying respect to the original Space Jam and more of an exploitation of the original Space Jam. I don't think I necessarily agree with that. I think this movie is for kids. Ultimately, there's going to be a lot of references for us that grew up with the original, and it's going to be fun for us in some ways. But this is a children's movie with Bugs Bunny in it. So I think a lot of people that are doing these criticisms need to keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. I will say LeBron's acting was what it was, but I enjoyed the movie. Like, I liked the movie. I laughed. I feel like it had a good plot. I enjoyed the movie. I got past his acting, and like you said, when it became a cartoon, it probably wasn't as bad. But like, I enjoyed the movie. Like, I was like, I like this. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like super bad. Like everybody was making a sound. You know what I'm saying?
You know whose acting was really bad? Daffy Duck. Oh my goodness, bro, he fell off. Daffy Duck fell off. That's something I'm realizing not a lot of critics are highlighting. And I'm not trying to like spread hate or anything like that, but Daffy Duck, I don't know what he's been up to, but he really needs to step that game up.
Acting was despicable.
Yeah, so that's I'm gonna maybe watch the rest of it. I haven't made it through, but it was entertaining for parts. There's once a lot of people are because they go through that montage, spoiler alert, where a lot of it's very Warner Brothers based, and it's pretty much like a commercial ad for Warner Brothers. I kind of liked it. It was kind of like oh cool, there's Rick and Morty out of nowhere, or there's a little Matrix homage. It's very cheap, but it seems intentionally meant to just do kind of a cheap pop for nostalgia. So as an adult watching it and watching something like this for nostalgia, I kind of appreciated that element.
Yeah. So I think people need to relax. It's a kid movie with LeBron James in it. Like, you going into it like you're about to watch Forrest Gump or something. Like, it's not the Titanic, okay?
I really hope they don't have Daffy Duck when they redo Titanic. I don't know, bro. Like that, he kind of let me down on that one. Daffy Duck was kind of like he was not. Ooh, that was. But we want to get on to like better, very encouraging things. We don't want to hate too much, and with encouragement comes recommendations, and that's something we love doing at the show. This is prop suggestions. Prop suggestions.
Everybody.
My prop suggestion, you gotta shop locally and all that stuff. We're big fans of that here at Proper Ebonics. If you're in the Lancaster area, check out the vendor Toolslut. If you want to get some nice clothes embroidered with some funky designs, your boy may be rocking one right now. It's a AOL sign with the BRB on it, with the embroidered of the AOL on there. That's just one of the fine products of Toolslut in Lancaster. So you could check them out on Instagram. They're around there. That's going to be our prop suggestion. They have a lot of cool clothing.
That's a good suggestion. I like that t-shirt. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's pretty good.
Got me out here feeling like a tool slut. Very nice.
I like that name too. I like catchy things like that. Like little names, a little funny thing. Like I seen a lumber yard. It was called Dyke's Lumber Yard. I thought that was hilarious. You know what I mean? Y'all can put the jokes in your own head. I ain't gonna say the jokes, but yeah, that's what I saw.
It's a lumber yard I would attend. Yes, very much so.
All right, look, here go a little suggestion. I'm gonna go with it's like a corporate suggestion.
Corporate suggestion.
I just had a little Zoom interview, and it makes me think. I feel like I'm really, really good with interviews for one reason. I never stop talking. Like when they ask me a question, I never stop talking. The suggestion here is recommendation, whatever you want to say. When you're on an interview and they ask you a question, never be like, never like say like that's all or I don't know. Like just keep fucking talking. Like
that's a big one.
I'm telling you, I've seen so many people on interviews. Like you ever did like a group interview? You ever do one of those?
I've been a part of them, like a panel. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, no, I'm talking about like they're interviewing like 8 different people at once.
Oh, that I haven't been on. No.
So it's just like I did like a warehouse. I worked at like Kohl's. I was like 19, worked at Kohl's, the warehouse. And it was like, I remember people getting asked questions and they have like 1-word answers. And I'm just like, that looks bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like when you're on interviews, like talk to you think they don't want to hear no more. Don't ever be like, no, like they ask you, do you have any questions? If you don't, you better think of something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like just don't be like, no, I have nothing. That's all. They hate that.
And that goes for the shy people too. I know that's the default for many shy or introverted people, and it's very much like, oh, we'll say very little because it says more when you say less. I'm with you on this. I don't think this applies with interviews. Not necessarily you don't have to like bullshit the person, but do your research beforehand. So like even if it comes to the point where you need to fill in words when you may not have a direct answer, you at least know history of like company or like whatever thing you may be interviewing for. So yeah, I think that's a great suggestion, and I think a lot of people can benefit from that. I think a lot of people are at the point now where they're a little bit more jobs, employments, a little bit more on the rise, and they're applying for more things. So yeah, I love seeing people get work and all that stuff. So that's a good one. What's the acronym they always say for like when you're doing interviews? I think it's called STAR.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah, so S is for situation. So it depends on like they're like, hey, identify this. Like identify last time you had to deal with a difficult coworker or something. So like S would be like name the situation. T is like the task in hand. A is the action that you took, and then R is the resolution. So even if you don't have the perfect STAR answer, when you have that model in the back of your head, it's kind of like a fill in the blanks at that point. So that mixture of like researching whatever thing you're interviewing for, you're gonna have a good interview.
Right.
We're here rooting for you here at Proper Ebonics. We're rooting for you to get that employment.
We want you to get that money, you know what I'm saying, so you can go to space one day.
Bro, so I got a little PE confession, a little proper confession right now. So So like this sounds like a humble brag. It's not. It's more about mental health. So like for a while now I've been trying to like save up and all that stuff, some little expenses here and there. But I'm trying to like save up and potentially, who knows, buy a house, whatever. And there was a certain amount, there's a number that I was looking to reach for my checking account. It was like, okay, once I get this number, I'm going to invest an X amount. I'm going to do this. I may get a purple mattress. I'm not going to get in the mattress game right now, but there's Purple Mattress 3. It's coming soon.
Right.
And I was like, once I get this number, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. Last Friday, I hit that number. And, I thought maybe there'd be some relief, some joy. The minute I looked at my account and saw that I hit the number, all I felt was sadness and dread. I felt very little. I felt very much like, this was your goal, you met it, and what does it actually mean? This is even that much money in a large scheme. And just finding, my brain was just like, went to intrusive thought mode. I was like, geez, like it kind of makes you discouraged to like set goals, because it's like, all right, well, once you meet the goal, you're going to be met with this existential agony. So that was something that I was kind of like currently, for the most part, reckoning with, and kind of ties into our next topic. But before we do that, have you ever had any experience like this? Like you met a goal and then just immediately you're like, the significance of it felt nothing?
Yeah, I think that's why it's important to set multiple goals, sometimes even involving that goal. So it's like, my goal is to get here, but when I get here, this is my next goal. Because when you get there, it's just kind of like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me, like I'm very goal oriented. Like if I don't have a specific goal, I feel like I'm just fluttering. You know what I mean? I'm just like going through life without a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I think that like for me, like I get joy when I hit a goal, but there's always like, all right, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Because I can't sit there forever. Because like I said, I'll feel like I'm doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it's a very common thing that you felt or feeling or whatever. But I think that's why it's important to like keep going, keep setting goals. Like because once you stop, you're stagnant. You're no longer moving forward. So I think that you gotta.
I think that's an important thing to do. And the word stagnant is interesting because that's definitely that's a good describer of how I was feeling when I saw that. Just like dread and just stagnation, if that's a way to frame it. Yeah. I think sometimes when you set different goals for yourself, like, okay, well, now I got to meet this goal, it can feel like you're just setting multiple distractions for yourself of like, okay, well, I'm going to meet this goal, I'm going to meet this goal. But ultimately, once I meet them, I'm going to recognize that they mean nothing. I'm going to do them. The process in itself can be gratifying, sure. But once you meet the goal itself, nothing is really there. So that's, very angsty. I recognize that. Holden Clawfield, shout out to him. But that's trying to navigate through that and how to embrace a goal being met in a healthy and happy way. Yeah. Well, one thing that did come up in my agony research, there's a new study that suggests that with anxiety, a lot of it comes with overthinking and fantasizing of different situations, whether that be good or bad, but really just kind of like getting your mind in a not so progressive state. You're stuck in anxiety. A new study is suggesting that this type of anxiety and this type of overthinking can enhance creativity. That if you're thinking too much or you're overthinking, you're opening layers of your head to different thoughts. Some of those may be terrible, intrusive thoughts. Some of those may be ones that are a little bit more negative, but ultimately they are opening new thoughts. And we always kind of, with comedy, you always hear the idea of like, oh, when people are depressed or they're anxious, it makes them become better at comedy, which I don't believe is true for everyone. But what are your thoughts on this in terms of when you're anxiety ridden and how you produce material afterward?
I think that, so for me, when I'm going to a show and I'm about to perform, I'm always very, very nervous, always very, very anxious, right? But what I can say is, like when I'm driving to a show, I feel like I do come up with some really good punches, some good tags, some jokes. So it's like pressure. For me, pressure makes me write and be creative. Like if I don't have a show in the future, like it's hard for me to be like, no shows booked, let me start writing. I'm more the kind of person that's like, yo, I gotta do 30 minutes. I need to come up with some new stuff. So like that pressure, I don't know if it's anxiety, but the pressure makes me be creative. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if it's the same exact thing as like being anxious, but having something like that nervousness, like the not wanting to bomb,
Right.
wanting to do well, that forces me to be creative. Like if I have no, like when the pandemic first jumped off, when I had no show, I wasn't writing nothing. Like I was just sitting here, you know what I'm saying?
So I don't know what you're saying. That's not true at all. We were talking left and right every other week.
We were talking, but when it came to like stand-up material, I can tell you right now, from March through May 2020, no material I wrote from then, I'm using now. Like I'm not using none of that material, nothing from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when shows started popping off and I had reasons to get like nervous, then I started writing more. Then I started getting in my bag. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if anxiety affects that, but pressure definitely makes me be creative.
You have like a productive pressure and anxiety and nerves. It sounds like so like when you get in that zone like before a show, how that you use that towards being productive versus like kind of tuning out the nerves sort of thing. That's something I used to do, still do, but not as much. I used to get really nervous, and not even like a bad way, but like just nerves before mics and shows. Yeah. And because I was in Kutztown, I was driving all over the place. So I would always have this thing where 30 minutes before I reached the destination, I'd have to turn the radio off and just think. Now I do it on occasion, but it's only like 10 minutes. It's like, all right, well, I'm listening to this new album. I kind of want to jam out to it, sort of thing.
Because you get better. You get better. I do the same thing. Like if I would turn my music off. Like I couldn't listen to like rap music. I had to listen to like some Erykah Badu. And then when I got close, I'll just turn it off. You know what I'm saying? But now I can just walk up to a show and just do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I could have used a little bit of this on Thursday. Comedy has its ups and downs. So like Wednesday, I do Fergie's Off the Leash show. Great show. Very fun. Shout out to Shane and Sarah. That was a really fun time and all that. Cool room. Had a nice time feeling my comedy muscles. I'm all over the place. And then I'm like, oh, Thursday I'm working and I'm like, I may hit up the open mic in Phoenixville, hit up Steel City, and just grace them with some of my comedic, senses and powers. And I know that I've been to that mic a few times where it's like it's a variety mic, but it's always musicians. So I'm usually the only comic there, and I usually get a little juicy. So I was feeling good. I was like, I'm gonna blast the music on the way there, let them know that I'm coming. I'm not going to sign up. I'm just going to message dude, see what's up. And, he can put me on the list. He's like, we'll just put you up sort of thing. I'm like, that's what's up. I kind of expected it. It did not go well, bro. This is like the first like post-COVID straight up bomb. Like straight up, no redeeming. It was just bad. Like you go up, the mic disconnects automatically. I'm like, okay, all right, I could recover from this. This has happened before. And there's like 3 mics. It's this music mic. Pick up another mic, same thing. Then one of the worst signs that a set isn't going to go well, the host has to come back up while you're on stage to do audio shit. So I'm like, all right, you know what? No, not the best start, but we'll kind of get into something. Get into first joke. Stumble over first joke, a stutter. I'm like, damn it. I think I say damn it, and I think that rubbed me the wrong way. I see this guy eyeing me up, and like not in like I'm curious what's happening, like one of these, you could tell he's not a performer, just a dickhead. Yeah. And I may have threatened to fight him, and I thought it was going to be like an endearing, like ha 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 ha. I was like, you trying to get jiggy? I'm like, yo, we gonna fight afterwards. And then the crowd was like, oh. concern from like a packed room too. It was like 40 people.
Because that guy is a known felon who just came home from jail.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. He had a funky mustache, bro. He was not a felon. He was drinking like a coffee out of a small cup. Yeah, which, you know, who knows, maybe mops or whatever. But like he was just I wasn't feeling his energy. He wasn't feeling mine, clearly. So I do 10 minutes, and some of the stuff starts to hit a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's just like you ever been on stage and like recognize like, oh man, it's gonna suck going back to your chair after, like just knowing you're in a packed room, you're gonna have to deal with people saying, "Good job, I thought it was funny," that type of shit.
Not that I thought it. No one else did, but I did.
Yeah, bro, I was laughing on the inside, yo. Like, damn, if this was in Philadelphia, they'd get it. Phoenixville is weird. I'm like, you know, maybe it's best not to say anything. Then I got a little situation afterward. So they do their music thing. I'm standing there for a little bit, chilling, soaking in that bomb. And one of the musicians, like right before I'm leaving, they go up on stage, they do their thing, and someone came up to me and was like, "Can I get your Instagram?" I was like, "Oh, cool." And while I'm doing that, one of the musicians who just performed, he was like, "You know what? I was just in my apartment this morning, and I kept thinking to myself, what this mic needs is more shit." And I look and I'm like, "I'm sorry, what was that?" It's like, because and I was with my buddy too, and he was like, you know, a lot of times musicians, they do like this whole negging thing. But I was like kind of thrown off by like, because one, it didn't make any real sense even contextually. But I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And he's like, "Huh," and he kind of like laughed like I was supposed to get it. And then I'm not trying to brag, Alan. In fact, I'm a little concerned for myself on this one. I didn't realize I was doing this. I stepped to him. So like I took a step closer and be like, no, but what do you mean in terms of relation to the room?
Yeah, Kirk.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? And then like he was just like, "Oh, I was just making a joke. Never mind. I did not intentionally do that to be like, oh, what do you mean?" But I realized like afterwards, like, oh yeah, I did take a step closer, and I did want him to clarify what he meant by that.
Yeah.
So you
checked that fool. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I would have preferred just to do well. But yeah, that's yeah, no, it was definitely one of those things where it's just like my MMA ideations were about to kick in a little bit. Like, I'm looking at his wrist to see like, all right, so he moves that part. And then last part of this, my buddy and I, we were walking outside. Shout out to Nate, and I was like kind of like elaborating a little bit on thinking about it, and I was like, "Oh, I made a joke about." I won't do a spoiler of one of my jokes, but I made a joke about something, and I think that what he was saying was a reference to one of my jokes, which puts a different perspective on it of like, oh, he was kind of complimenting me. And then I stepped to him like, what do you mean by that? So I don't know exactly what this dude meant by it, but I definitely did not take it in a great way, and my instincts kicked in.
You were just projecting. That's what happened. So even he might have been complimenting in you, and you just weren't in the right state of mind to accept that. You were just like, anybody says anything to me, it has to be negative.
Well, yeah, bro. Well, I feel like he was trying to be slick. I honestly think he was trying to be slick. Which, you know, fine, you could do that. Just know my nonverbal instincts may kick in. So
your first thought is usually the correct one. You know what I mean? All that stuff you were thinking about later, that's because you had time to process. But the first one is usually the right one, yo. So you were probably right. He probably was taking a little shot at you.
Taking a little shot. I love the idea of I don't think I'm banned from Steel City. Just I love the idea of like going up there like, oh yeah, I'm a comedy genius, bombing for 10 minutes, threatening 2 people, and then getting banned from an open mic. But I don't think that happened though. So shout out to Steel City.
That's a good bombing story. You know what I'm saying? They nothing like bombing and trying to fight afterwards. That's really good. Don't nobody say nothing to me.
Yeah,
that's a good. I'm trying to think. One time, I might have told you this before. This was years ago. I had bombed at like this. I was in Jersey somewhere, And this guy, he was like a popular guy, flashy dude. He had like all these chicks at the show. It was like it was popping, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't care about comedy at all. Like they didn't care. It was like a party, and they didn't care about comedy. And I was doing so bad. He had to come on stage. He took the microphone from me. He was like, "Yo, be quiet. He trying to tell jokes." And I'm like, "I don't want that mic back. You gotta give me that back."
But was this the flashy dude?
Yeah. He was like, "Yo, be quiet. He trying, let him do his thing." I'm like, "It's not gonna go well now, man."
Well, he was like, "Don't worry, little man, I got you." Takes his chain off and puts it on you. It's like, all right, now you confident.
You know what I'm saying? That's like your parent going to the school to confront your bullies. Like, it's not gonna go well after that.
Yeah, man. It's confidence is a very unique, not unique, but it's a very interesting how that's integrated in comedy. And because a lot of times people that do comedy, they weren't necessarily the most popular, the most confident people in their adolescence. So it's interesting to see how they navigate confidence and self-confidence with their performance and being an avenue of comedy. Like, you ever see like a non-confident person be confident?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. You ever go, like, I go to like a lot of open mics where like you'll see like newer comics, and shouts at them. They're doing their thing. But like they're doing stuff where it's like the jokes aren't necessarily there, but their confidence is. And it's like, oh, interesting. Like it's a confusing thing.
Yeah.
I credit them for doing it, but it's interesting to watch.
No, I say this a lot to new comedians when I see them out here. If you're not confident in your material, just act like it. It'll go over so much better. No matter what you're saying. If you confidently say some bullshit, it might come across well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And same goes for a lot of people that kind of just, I get that being self-defeating is a kind of a method people use, and it's kind of their style. But there's times where it's like I'll see people do like legitimately try out new stuff and it works. Like, I think it's funny, which they probably don't want to hear me say afterward. Like, I thought it was funny. But it's like, oh wow, that has some time to it. Like, if you work on that a little bit, but like they undersell it immediately. Like, while on stage, it's like a lot of times like you're orchestrating the room if you're up there. So if you downplay it or say that it's garbage when it's really moderate at the very least, kind of underselling yourself a little bit.
Right. You go up there like, yo, this is boom, here go my joke, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like it's they think no, this is funny. Even if they don't get it, they're like, man, this has got to be funny to somebody. The way he's saying this, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm about to dippity dip in a little bit. I gotta start making dinner. Pat, if you can take a screenshot of this, I look like that meme going on where it's like dudes doing one of these, and it's like you asked for this, instead you got that. Like, I don't know if you've seen these ones.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No, it's like a popular one on like, I think on one of like the Wall Street Bets one, where it's like I'm trying to think of a good example for it. Like you asked for top 10 podcasts on Spotify. That's very much like WTF, Mark Maron and Joe Rogan Experience. What you get is a Toolslut shirt. Like, very much one of those. It's like you asked for this and you got this. Yeah. So I just realized with the lighting, so I was like, oh, it kind of looks.
Yeah,
like
that's how I know what time it is. It starts getting dark in your room.
I know, right? Yeah, the Downingtown skies start coming up. Where are the people? The PE people beyond PE, where could they find you if they want to catch Alan Massenburg in these streets?
Oh man, you can catch me online at Alan Massenburg anywhere. And then August 9th, at Hunky Dory, Brooklyn, I got my monthly show popping off, you know what I'm saying? And I'm always ripping and running all over the place, you know what I'm saying? You never know where you're gonna catch me at. So let's go to comedy shows. I might be there.
Yeah. You're at the point you're doing secret drop-ins now. People were legit like, oh, like last night. So yeah, man, very cool.
Yeah, man, it was dope. I knew things were different when people were taking pictures with me. I'm like, you want a picture with me?
You mean just like comics?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, they're like, ooh, we're gonna see Al. Every time they're like, where's Alan? I'm like, he's in New York now. New York.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So I'll have to catch you next time I'm out there. I'm around. That Adam Yenser show got rescheduled, so now it's on the 23rd. So Yeah, this Friday, which you're probably listening to this after this, which, happy Friday to you.
Where at? Still Stacks?
No, this is the Touchstone Theater in Bethlehem, but it's like an association with Steel Stacks. On 25th, I'll be at Phantom Power for the showcase. Grape Room, which I think is outside a little situation they're doing. Tuesday, the 27th. And I'll be featuring with Jim 2's August 7th at Steel Stacks. So I'm around.
Get it, man. Get that money, man.
Likewise, man. I'm going to start calling you Twister. But thanks for listening to Proper Ebonics with Toolslut and Twister. Like, subscribe, and confront people when they say something to you about bombing.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Peace.